Good morning, everyone. I would like to introduce you to my sanctuary and painting studio. We're listening to some lovely background music, actually, of Stephen Halpin's called Creating Love. And the theme of my essential wisdom that I'm going to be speaking about is actually about creating love. So it seems appropriate. I'm going to show you around a little bit here. So as we move into the studio, I will show you the paintings, and see with me 1 second. So here is my Queen of Her Own Heart. Just recently finished for the Color of Woman teaching training that I have been participating in for the last 6 months with Charlotte Sophia MacLeod. And here is Our Lady of Abundance, and she is the Mermaid of Abundance. And then we move to, as you see, it's a beautiful light space for painting here, which I'm extremely grateful for. This is Eagle Woman, and she sees as above, so below. Oh, and here we have Lilith, who I painted last year, and she's emerging out of the Tree of Life. And this was a tree actually in our own garden. I will show you the outside of the sanctuary. As you can see, it is beautifully set in nature and is extremely wonderful when I have goddess gatherings and events where we can drum and dance and do all those beautiful things. Here's Caridad, and she is Our Lady of Charity and Milagros, or miracles. Now above her, here was the other marvelous miracle story of Mother Mary and cousin Elizabeth when they met to share the pregnancies. And here's a Black Madonna I painted that I actually had got in touch with in Brazil, and I painted this on wood, which I had never done before. Bearing in mind, I'm not sure if I mentioned, I never painted in my life until 2 years ago. Here's Our Lady of Guadalupe. She's also painted on wood, which was such a exciting experience for me. And here's Isis. Of course, Isis I have been very connected with as the Divine Mother archetype from about 94, when I did my first trip to Egypt and continued for 7 times to Egypt, taking small groups on pilgrimages. And this is my talisman painting, part of the course for the teacher training I'm doing, and her name is Heart of Innocence. And over here I have Mary Magdalene from last year that I painted. This is all the symbol painting and the intentional creativity of the method, which I shall now be teaching very soon. Here's the first poem I ever wrote, Sacred Rose. And the rose, actually, which is my logo, has been a long time symbol for me, representing the divine feminine. And over here, I also have the paintings of Our Lady of Seven Joys, which painted in the same month as Our Lady of Seven Sorrows, and have Our Lady of Grace. Each one of these images I have so profoundly enjoyed and developed in my own healing and transformation, as they have spoken to me through these paintings. And this is what I look forward to teaching others. These are many of the emblems and objects that I have picked up from many of my sacred journeys around the world. And of course, my drums and rattles and all these wonderful shamanic tools that also choose to use in the practice, and have objects of Kuan Yin and Isis and Hathor and Sekhmet and many of my favorite goddess archetypes. So now I'm going to just sit down in one of my favorite spots on my meditation cushion, and I will be right here. So I'm back. This is fun, being able to speak to you in this way. And so we're talking about essential wisdom, and what I'm choosing to call this new creativity, which I'm developing, is to awaken your soulful self. And what I have come to know as essential wisdom has revealed itself to me through many of my seeker explorations, as I would say, of life for many years. Having traveled the world, interacting with multiple cultures, sacred site pilgrimages, spiritual and religious luminaries, indigenous leaders, teachers, I've discovered that life is about love, and love is all there is. The gift of love from the divine is what I'm talking about here. It seems that much of our seeking for healing and transformation comes from feeling separated from a source of divine love somehow. Of course, our first experience of love was with our own mother, and she was our first guru. On my journey of discovery of essential wisdom, I began connecting with the Divine Mother archetypes, with her many names throughout the world and at various sacred sites. And I have written about these experiences in my book, The Great Mother Goddess, and The Rediscovery of the Divine Feminine Face of God. This is what I feel is the essential aspect of the wisdom of remembering the Divine Feminine. The wisdom of the ancients in their love and worship of the Divine Feminine, images of which still exist that were from as well 50,000 years ago, and many of them are in the museums, is essential in reminding us of a feminine face of God and a divine mother's love, which has been suppressed and forgotten. However, I believe we are now in a time when the divine feminine paradigm and remembrance of the mother love, the divine mother love, which exists everywhere around us, in all of nature, in the galaxies, in our dear Mother Earth, and etc. And that is our essential being, it is our essence that we are made of love. In every cell, in every atom, in every molecule. So this is very much, I believe, essential wisdom. How could we have forgotten this? This is what we must remember. In order for us to have peace on this planet, as we well know, peace begins with us. So in the integration of this divine feminine, divine masculine energy within each one of us, this is women and men. When this comes together, like the ancient Chinese philosophy of yin and yang, this is the essential wisdom of the balance of the planet. The balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. Everywhere, in all of nature, in each one of us. So, the new paradigm is a paradigm, I believe, of love. And it is that we come together, loving each other in a more equal relationship with men and women, and an equal collaboration and cooperation, which in the earlier matrilineal societies, this is the way it was. This is what the ancients knew. And so now I believe that this is a continuation of my life's work, that I continue to share this, because I know in the depths of my own soulful self, which I'm choosing to call my new business, this is what resonates. This is what I know deep in the heart of my soul. And I want everyone to know this within themselves. This is my passion. This is my greatest joy, to see the transformation when someone is touched by that divine love, that I, as a vessel of my beloved Mother, Father, God, as I serve to share this. Thank you for being here.